Let me tell you a little story. In 1964, a little baby was born into the world in circumstances much different than most. The baby wasn't born into a home with a mom and a dad. Matter of fact, there was no home. The baby was born in a little hospital on the Gulf of Mexico, surrounded by the searing sands of Texas. Immediately upon birth, the baby was placed into a home, an orphanage, with the hopes of one day being adopted. There was no home, only a bed. There were no parents, simply workers. The mother was a 20-year-old white girl from the state of Iowa, middle America. The father was a 30-something-year-old married black man with children. Now, I know over time the East Coast has had its issues with race relationships, so you can probably appreciate with me that in 1964, this relationship was not going to work. The girl was from a Christian home, so abortion wasn't an option, but of course, neither was keeping the baby or staying at home. So she was packed up, sent to Texas to have her baby and give it up for adoption. In 1964, America was in turmoil. John Glenn became the first U.S. astronaut to circle the globe, while the Beatles hit #1 for the first time in the U.S. Muhammad Ali was crowned boxing's heavyweight champion of the world, and the Vietnam War was raging. Mary Poppins was a hit in theaters, and President Lyndon Johnson signed into law the Civil Rights Act of 1964, abolishing racial segregation. Now, if you don't remember or you're too young to know what racial segregation in the 60s meant, it simply meant this, that whites didn't go to the same schools as blacks, and blacks didn't eat in the same restaurants as whites. Race riots toured America, and Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize. It was during this time that I was born a half-breed in a very black and white world. Cute little gaffer that I was. Well, question for you. What do you do with a biracial baby, as they called us, in 1964?